Hey everyone, Wyduck welcoming you again, this time to Game 3 of a Best of 5 series from the finals of the Lake Charles Scion Esports Thanksgiving Open. It's a very long name. That took place on December 14th in Louisiana. And this time, spawning on Polar Knight at the 6 o'clock position as the Purple Terran, representing Complexity Gaming, we've got QXC. It's hard to center this sometimes, but anyways, his opponent recently won Game 2 to even up the series 1 apiece, spawning as the Red Terran at the 12 o'clock position, Representing IVD Gaming, we've got Apocalypse. And Apocalypse was able to take Game 2 quite easily, just putting a lot of pressure on QXC, not allowing him a lot of space to play the style of game that QXC wants to play. And it looks like we will be both opening up with a barracks opening. And neither player in either game has really pushed the envelope with like cheesy plays or like all-in tactics. They've all kind of played more conservatively. More standard games, so it's very interesting. I would have expected to see, you know, one of the players by now to try something kind of different, but it hasn't happened yet. So very interesting choice by both players. Now, we do have an SCV strolling out. It looks like he's maybe looking for some proxies. Very interesting. So Apocalypse just afraid of some proxy plays. So he will lose some minerals for that, because that SCV is not mining, obviously. But I guess he just wants to be extra sure that there isn't some hijinks coming his way. Now, players could build the barracks over here, but I mean, obviously you can't scout everywhere. But it's just interesting that Apocalypse is kind of expecting the same thing, because I'm thinking the same thing to myself, that neither player has tried anything as of yet. Now, is this White Eagle going to go up in time? No, it looks like the Marine is going to be able to scare away that SCV, so no scouting will be accomplished. But at the 3.5-minute mark in the game, it is quite simple. It's quite simple. Your opponent probably doesn't have that many structures. And it looks like we do have a Reaper coming out for QXC. And Reapers on Polar Knight are not that effective, because to get up into this main area, you do have to come up to this natural area first. And the Marines are already in position. That Reaper needs to retreat, or else it will go bye-bye. 12 life left. So Apocalypse using his spider sense, knowing exactly what QXC was up to, and he had the Marine spaced out. He had 2 here and 1 over here. And now this Reaper is regenerating life and will be looking for another opening. I think this is very dangerous. That Reaper is able to escape once again, but now this Reaper will be able to jump up here. The Marines are moving to this location. The Reaper is scared away once again. So QXC, very, very unfortunate, not able to do anything with these Reapers. He now has 2 Reapers. But we've got a lot of Marines here. We got 4 Marines. They are coming here. And it looks like a bait and switch, because there are 2 Reapers. So one Reaper will be able to get up onto the high ground, focus down this SCV. No, the Reaper changes targets and now has to flee. And QXC not able to kill anything. Able to damage the SCV and the Marine quite severely. But other than that, not much else. And now it looks like Apocalypse is going to be going into Banshee play. Now, QXC did see that tech lab, so he should know that Banshees are on the way. And we do have a starport coming up for QXC, but he doesn't have missile turrets, and he's not going to have Ravens. Well, he may have a Raven. Maybe difficult to tell. I don't think he's going to have a Raven in time. He is getting Widow Mines to prepare for that Banshee. Now, the Reaper is going to be scared away once again. Actually, Apocalypse is going to do one better. Not scared away, just going to be obliterated away. So that Reaper is not going to be able to make it back to the base. And that second Reaper is going to be skedaddling in the meantime, as the buildup of Marines is quite substantial. Now, that first Banshee is out, very similar to Game 2. Building a Banshee, and then getting cloaking technology, and then opting for a Raven just in case. But QXC is not going to be building a tech lab. Instead, he's going to be building Vikings I think this is a wise decision, as he was far behind. If he tried to counter it with Banshees, it would have took quite a bit of time. So that Banshee is going to arrive, take a few shots at this Reaper. Is the Reaper going to be able to escape? Yes, the Viking is in position as well. And this Banshee's cloaking technology is not finished yet. One SCV does go down, but no more. And the Viking is going to be able to scare this Banshee away at least temporarily. Scan does go down. The Banshee is in the red at 18 life, and it will survive. And that is very bad for QXC, because even though the Banshee hasn't been able to kill that many SCVs, now he has. He's killed quite a few. 5 SCVs, 6 now. The scan does go down, killing 7 SCVs, but you also have to count, even though resources lost only show 550 resources lost for QXC, it doesn't take into account the fact that he used 2 scans. And scans are equal to a mule, and that's like 300 or 400 minerals. So he's actually lost quite a bit of minerals if you take those 2 scans into account. And it looks like this Reaper will be able to get away at the last moment. So this is very bad for QXC. He's actually quite a bit further behind than the resources tab shows. Apocalypse is in a pretty good position now. He's built a 10% supply advantage over his opponent. And he hasn't been harassed. He hasn't lost any mine. Oh, he's lost 1 SCV. But other than that, he's doing quite well. So it will be really up to QXC to see how he's going to react to being slightly behind. He's not in an unwinnable position, but he is definitely behind. He's down by 8 supply. And it looks like he'll just try to stabilize onto bases. The Banshee... Another Banshee is going to be coming in here, cloaking immediately, but the missile turret is here. Now, missile turret's detection range is longer than the firing range, so the Marines can see the Banshee possibly. Scan does go down. Double Viking trying to focus down, and once again, that Banshee is going to survive. Able to pick off 2 more Marines, 3 more Marines, 4 more Marines. Man, I'm using up all my fingers to count how many Marines that Banshee's able to kill, and finally, it will go down, and that is not a great play by QXC, just losing a lot of Marines, just standing there, just waiting to be slaughtered. At least you can move the Marines, maybe down here, and then pull the Banshee possibly into the missile turret. But it is what it is. The scan does go down, and it looks like Apocalypse is going to be moving forward. He does have a small 15 supply advantage, blowing off that arm. Is that an arm? I don't know what that is. Blowing off a chunk of that Marine. But the siege tanks from QXC have already been sieged up. The Ravens are putting auto turrets down. And 2 tanks do get destroyed. The 3rd one is going to get focused on. And QXC is going to lose all his tanks except for 1 in the back. And in addition to these 2 tanks from Apocalypse, there are 3 auto turrets here. So it's going to be difficult for QXC to push this position. But QXC does have 1 advantage, or actually a couple. He does have the air superiority. Plus, he does have the high ground advantage if Apocalypse wants to push. But Apocalypse is pretty intelligent here. He's not pushing. In fact, he's retreating. And he's going to be finishing his 3rd command center. And I think if this command center goes unperturbed for a very long time, or even a short period of time, I think QXC will have a very difficult time winning this game. You do not want your opponent mining a lot more resources than you, obviously. And QXC is already playing from a position of weakness, as SCVs are transferred over to that new 3rd base. Banshee is going to come into the main base once again, and at least cause a little bit of havoc. The missile turret is going to keep that Banshee at bay for the most part. The Banshee needs to get out of there, because that Raven is almost there. That Banshee needs to flee as quickly as possible. But no, the Banshee stays in position, and is going to get blown up. That's a big misplay by Apocalypse, and he's actually lost more resources than QXC now. And I think the game is quite even with those with that last few moments. Very interesting. I don't know why Apocalypse did not move that Banshee further away, because the Banshee is slower than the Raven. So you want to move that Banshee away from that Raven detection. It doesn't matter how fast the Vikings are if you're invisible. But he just clicked it over here, and then that's it. Left it to die. So very interesting. That 3rd command center is going to be coming up soon for QXC. So the economic advantage is not that much in favor of Apocalypse if QXC is able to get that 3rd base down very soon. So both players are just focusing on themselves, not really worrying about what the other player is doing. we do have +1 weapons being upgraded for the bio units for QXC. We have Stimpack almost done for Apocalypse. And it looks like Apocalypse will be moving across the map. He does have the slight upgrade advantage. He has +1 weapons, but no armor upgrades currently. I don't know why he has double engineering bays. Actually, at that moment I said that, actually he got his +1 armor upgrade, so that's why he's double engineering bays. It looks like Apocalypse is going to be able to hold at the middle. And so that army positioning has been revealed to QXC. So QXC should be able to set up on the high ground here, I think, to prevent Apocalypse from moving in too much. The scan does go down, confirming the position and the size of the army. Apocalypse is going to move over to the west. And now QXC is going to meet him head on, it looks like. Who's going to siege first? QXC is going to siege. Apocalypse is going to fall back. The Marines have stimmed forward, but they need to come back, as the tanks have very large range. You do not want to be in the position of that artillery. And we might get a confrontation here over to the right. And both players are scanning fervishly. And it looks like a few Marines are going to go down for free by those well-sieged siege tanks. Very good positioning by Apocalypse. Able to get a few free kills. And actually, Apocalypse has built up a 23 supply advantage all of a sudden. Very interesting. Now, at the same time, both players are getting +2 weapon upgrades for their bio. It's kind of interesting to see that neither player is upgrading their weapons upgrades, as that can really help the siege tank take down those Marines even easier. But it looks like QXC will be trying to push forward. At the same time, Apocalypse is trying to take control of the middle. The tanks are taking a lot of, are dealing a lot of damage, able to kill a lot of Marines. The Vikings are pushing forward for QXC. Have to be very careful here, as there are a lot of stim Marines for Apocalypse. And QXC's Vikings will fall back. Now, I think the one weakness that Apocalypse has is, even though he does have the supply advantage, is he has no Vikings. And without Vikings, your medevacs can be easily picked off, because the Vikings' range is just so superior. A range of 9. I believe Marines only have a range of 5? Yes, a range of 5. So the range of Vikings are almost double that of Marines. Now it looks like Apocalypse is going to be coming in for another run by, able to stim and kill a Viking for free. A very good play by Apocalypse. A little haphazard by QXC, but we do have 3 medevacs filled with Marines boosting up to the north. And it looks like we may be seeing a drop. Now, this scan should reveal to Apocalypse that the army has shrunken all of a sudden, so a part of the army must be somewhere else. But Apocalypse is going to try and take over the middle of the map. His bulk of his army is here. And QXC is going to be able to drop in the main base. There are a few missile turrets here. One medevac does go down, but quite a few Marines do land. There are a few Marines and 1 siege tank, but there's so many bio units here, I don't think QXC is going to be able to do too much. At the same time, QXC's front door is being knocked on with a battering ram. The siege tanks are getting into position. Well, most of the Marines have been destroyed on both sides, and QXC is going to tap out. Very interesting. You know, QXC's gambit didn't work, obviously, because he lost the game. But, you know, he's thinking, if I split up my army, I can force Apocalypse to suffer economic damages at his main base. But remember, this is the production area as well. So even if Apocalypse doesn't have any units there, within 15 or 20 seconds, he'll probably have 10 Marines. Look how many reactors we have here. We have 3, 5, 6, 7. We have 6 reactors and 1 tech lab. So in 25 seconds or whatever it is to train a Marine, 25 seconds, you're going to have 12 Marines there. And you're only bringing 24. One of the medevacs got destroyed from the missile turrets. You had a siege tank there and a few units there already. So even in a really good scenario where there aren't many defenses here at the main base, you still have to contend with all these units that are coming out of these barracks. So I don't know if this was a very good idea by QXC, by splitting his army, because even if this attack was successful and he was able to clear out all the SCVs, do some damage to supply depots, look at his front door, it's still going to get smashed apart. So I'm not really sure if that was the best tactic to employ. We'll have to see what happens in Game 4, whether or not Apocalypse can claim first prize and get those 2,000 American dollars. That's right, 2,000 bucks, not bad for playing a game. Or if QXC can force a deciding Game 5.